I am county commissioner, but really right now I'm addressing you as a Mama McKinney. I cut my teeth on being a county commissioner, right, coming into COVID, and seeing everything get shut down and our kids locked up and masked. And any one of you who had your children coming home with that gooey, disgusting mask, all the filth, and knowing that everything they ate and breathed was absolutely disgusting. And yet sitting on the health board, which is a privilege of the commissioners, we had health officers telling us that this was okay, this was healthy. No, parents know best. Parents know best. So I know that we don't have a lot of media here, but one of the important voices apparently in Washington State continues to be the Seattle Times. And I do think that one of them is here. So I actually want to talk about what are the costs of these policies that have been going on now for decades and generations in Washington State. What is the cost? The cost, of course, is human. Thank you, sir. It's exactly right. Our kids, our future. But there is a financial cost, and those people have been misspending our money, but now we are faced with deficits, and it's only going to get worse as long as they continue to have these policies that harm our children and cut into our financial security for the future. In the Seattle Times article published on February 5th, Jim Bruner highlighted an alarming trend in Washington State lawsuit settlements, which have ballooned in the past decade, costing Washington taxpayers over $500 million just in the last 2 years. Quote, many of the largest settlements are the result of abuse or neglect in the foster care and child welfare system. In addition to this, the state faces $2.5 billion in future liabilities based on lawsuits and tort claims already filed, according to the actuarial analysis. End quote. That's the Seattle Times. Do these policies seem to be working? No. They're driving us bankrupt, and they're ruining our children's lives. Now, these payouts are a direct result of the implementation of Washington state laws. They're enacted by a majority party who have allowed themselves to be hijacked by their radical leftists. Our children are being swallowed up by policies imagineered by radical Democrat lawmakers who are harboring their own personal malcontent for social norms, with welfare, healthcare, and criminal justice systems that continually fail to protect our children, streamlining and expediting the flow of children away from the love of their family and into state custody is criminal. It's criminal. The lawmakers behind this bill are aware of the risks and the costs. A child swept into the system of care is at higher risk for becoming victims of crime. They're at higher risk for being criminals. They are destined to have a lower wage earning potential for the rest of their life. Who would dare to sentence a child to this future? Nobody would. It is not common sense. They're on a personal mission for retribution. Many of these people were not accepted for who they felt they were at that age. And they are seeking retribution for our children. They are sacrificing our children for this cultural anomaly. We did have a new president take office, and thank God. But we have an ally, and I know in Washington State it feels like he's far away, but we actually have a straight line to Donald J. Trump. And if you don't think that he's not listening to us right now, did anyone listen to all of the executive orders that got shouted out? Okay? He knows that ground zero is Washington State. He knows this. I'm going to read the first part of one of the most important and impactful executive orders this president has already enacted. It was an executive order on January 29th, and it said, entitled, Ending Radical Indoctrination in K through 12 Schools. Yeah. And here's what our President Donald J. Trump has to say as a beacon of hope for all of us here in Washington. Parents trust America's schools to provide their children with a rigorous education and to instill a patriotic admiration for our incredible nation and the values for which we stand. In recent years, however, parents have witnessed schools indoctrinate their children in radical, anti-American ideologies while deliberately blocking parental oversight. Such an environment operates as an echo chamber. in which students are forced to accept these ideologies without question or critical examination. In many cases, innocent children are compelled to adopt identities as either victims or oppressors, solely based on the color of their skin or other immutable characteristics. In other instances, young men and women are made to question whether they were born in the wrong body and whether to view their parents or their reality as their enemies. Are parents the enemies? No. These practices not only erode critical thinking, but also sow division, confusion, and distrust, which undermine the very foundations of personal identity and family unity. Let's hear it for President Trump. Self-acceptance, family unity, American pride. That's the message. Moms and dads, that is a powerful message from President Trump. And we have got to send a message today. And we have lots of calls to action, but it's pretty simple. We've had viral moments. And President Trump has taken note. Even Elon Musk retweeted, right? So how do we get the message out? It's very simple. We use the technology at our hands. You can right now take your smartphone out. You can actually say, hey Siri, show me Senate Bill 5181. Show me House Bill 1296. And it'll take you straight to the Washington State Legislature's list. And you just click the button. Click to comment. Click to comment, put your name, put your address, and say no. And the second thing you do is you hit share. And you share that in a text message to every family member, every friend that you have. Because guess what? Our legislature just voted, or was pulling up a bill to increase property taxes.
Yeah.
How many people commented? It was outrageous. Over 19,000. So 20,000 people took the time to say no to raising property taxes. How many people are going to say no to the indoctrination of our children? Every one of us has been blessed by the love of a child. Think of all the children that you know and love and reach out to that many people in your sphere of influence. It only takes a few clicks. Look it up, share the message, and we are going to spread the news. We're going to make our own viral moment. And Washington State is going to be the tip of the spear for bringing sanity back to the United States of America, courtesy of Donald J. Trump.
Amen.